My best friend's boyfriend kissed me at a party, kissed him back. But that was just the beginning of the nightmare. Okay, so before you judge me, let me explain how I ended up in the most messed up situation of my entire life. My name is Matthew, I'm 17, and I'm that gay best friend. You know the type, openly gay since freshman year, certified drama-free zone, the guy who helps his girlfriends pick out outfits and gives brutally honest advice about their boyfriends. Well, usually brutally honest. My best friend since middle school is Sophie Chin. Sophie is like, imagine if Sunshine and Anxiety had a baby. She's the kind of person who color codes her notes, cries during dog food commercials, and has genuinely said, "I love you," to a vending machine after it gave her 2 bags of chips by mistake. And her boyfriend? Jake Morrison. Jake is, okay, here's the thing. When Sophie first started dating Jake 2 years ago, I did my job. I investigated. I asked around. I stalked his Instagram for red flags. And you know what I found? Nothing. Jake was decent. Tall, plays basketball, has that floppy brown hair that somehow always looks good. Actually laughs at Sophie's terrible puns. And here's the kicker, he was nice to me. Not that fake nice where straight guys act cool with the gay friend but you can tell they're uncomfortable. Jake actually played video games with me. We had inside jokes. He'd text me memes at like 2 in the morning. He once drove 45 minutes to pick me up when my car broke down and didn't even complain. So yeah, Jake was good people. Sophie was happy. I was the supportive best friend. Everything was perfect. Until Ethan Walker's house party 3 weeks ago. Ethan throws parties whenever his parents go out of town, which is often because they're both surgeons with God complexes. His house is massive, like has a pool house massive, and that night it was packed. I showed up with Sophie and Jake around 9. Sophie was wearing this yellow sundress she'd made me approve via FaceTime 4 times. And Jake had his arm around her waist like he always did. Matthew! Sophie grabbed my arm the second we walked in. Promise me you'll tell me if my eyeliner starts running. Last time I looked like a raccoon in all the photos and nobody told me. Soph, you literally looked fine. Promise me. I promise, you psycho. Jake laughed. Dude, can you please explain to her that she's gorgeous? She's been spiraling for an hour. She already knows she's gorgeous, I said, bumping Sophie's shoulder. She just likes hearing it. Sophie stuck her tongue out at me, but she was smiling. See? Perfect. Everything was perfect. We danced, we drank. Okay, they drank. I had like half a beer because I'm a lightweight and I knew I was driving. And everything was normal until around 11 when Sophie started looking pale. Babe! Jake touched her forehead. You okay? I think I had too much punch, Sophie mumbled, holding her stomach. That was definitely not just fruit punch. Oh God. Tyler probably spiked it, I said. Tyler Rodriguez was the kind of guy who thought date rape jokes were peak comedy. Real charmer. I'm gonna throw up, Sophie announced with absolute certainty. Jake immediately went into boyfriend mode. Okay. Come on, let's get you home. Matthew, you good to drive yourself? Yeah, go. Take care of her. Sophie gave me a weak hug. Love you. Sorry, I'm a disaster. Love you too, disaster. Text me when you're home safe. I watched them leave. Jake supporting Sophie, being all gentle and careful. And thought, man, she really got lucky with him. Ha 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 ha. Oh, past Matthew. You sweet, innocent idiot. I muttered to myself. I should have left right after they did. That's what a smart person would have done. But my friend David was there, and he was talking to this cute guy from another school, and I figured I'd stay for like 20 more minutes. Be social. Have fun. I was standing by the pool house, scrolling through my phone, when Jake walked back in through the side gate. I looked up, surprised. Whoa, that was fast. Is Sophie okay? Jake nodded, running a hand through his hair. Yeah, I dropped her off. Her mom's taking care of her. He paused. I came back. Oh, cool. There was something weird in his voice, but I couldn't place it. He looked tense, nervous. I don't know. You want a drink? He asked. I'm driving, so. Right. He grabbed a beer from a cooler near the pool, opened it, and downed half of it in one go. You good, man? Yeah. No. I don't know. He laughed, but it sounded wrong. strained. Can we talk? Somewhere quieter. Red flag number 1. When a straight guy says, "Can we talk?" it's never good. But this was Jake. Sophie's Jake. My friend Jake. Sure, I said. We ended up sitting on the steps of the pool house, away from the main party. The music was muffled out there, just a dull thump of bass. Jake was quiet for a long moment, picking at the label on his beer bottle. You ever feel like... He trailed off, started again. You ever feel like you're supposed to be something and you are that thing but also you're not? I blinked. Dude, are you drunk? Little bit. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Sorry, that sounded stupid. No, it's just vague. What do you mean? He looked at me then, really looked at me, and there was something in his eyes that made my stomach drop. I think I'm bi, Jake said quietly. Oh no. Okay, I said carefully, trying to keep my voice steady. That's cool. Thanks for telling me. I've never said it out loud before. He laughed again, that same strained sound. God, that's pathetic, right? I'm 17 and I've never said it out loud. It's not pathetic. Coming out is hard. I shifted uncomfortably. Does Sophie know? No. God, no. He took another drink. I can't tell her. She'd freak out. I don't think. Matthew. He turned to face me fully. I need to tell you something else. Red flag number 2. Abort. Abort mission. Jake, maybe we should. I think about you, he said. A lot. Like, a lot. My brain short-circuited. What? I know it's messed up. I know I'm with Sophie. But I can't stop thinking about you and it's driving me crazy. His words were tumbling out faster now, like a dam breaking. The way you laugh at my stupid jokes. The way you actually listen when I talk about basketball even though you think sports are boring. The way you look when you're concentrating on a game and you bite your bottom lip without realizing it. Jake, stop. I can't. He leaned closer. Matthew, and then he kissed me. For one stupid, infinite second I froze. His lips were on mine, his hand was on my jaw, and my entire brain was screaming abort, but my body wasn't listening. And then, God help me, I kissed him back. It lasted maybe 3 seconds. Maybe 5. Time did something weird and elastic. His lips were soft. He tasted like beer and mint gum. His hands slid into my hair and I shoved him away. What the hell are you doing? I scrambled backward, nearly falling off the steps. Jake looked panicked, his eyes wide. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why You have a girlfriend. My voice came out too loud. You have Sophie. I know. I'm sorry, I was drunk and... You literally just drove her home because she was sick. Matthew, please. He reached for me and I flinched back. Don't. My hands were shaking. Don't touch me. It was a mistake, Jake said desperately. I was drunk. It didn't mean anything, but we both knew that was a lie. You don't confess feelings like that if it doesn't mean anything. Please don't tell Sophie, he said, and his voice cracked. Please. It was one stupid drunk mistake. If you tell her, it'll destroy her. It'll destroy everything. I stared at him. This was Jake. Sophie's Jake. The guy who drove me around and sent me memes and made my best friend happier than I'd ever seen her. And he'd just kissed me, and I'd kissed him back. I won't tell her, I heard myself say. But we never talk about this again. Ever. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. He looked relieved. Thank you so much. I'm leaving. I stood up on shaky legs and walked away. I didn't look back. I drove home in complete silence. Didn't turn on music. Didn't think. Just drove. When I got to my room, I sat on my bed and stared at the wall for maybe an hour. My phone buzzed. Sophie. Made it home alive. Jake's the best. Love you. I stared at that text for a long time. Then I replied, love you too. And I thought, this is fine. It was one drunk mistake. We'll never talk about it. Everything will go back to normal. Ha 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 ha. Oh, you sweet summer child, Matthew. I barely slept. I kept replaying the kiss in my head, hating myself a little more each time. I walked into school with my hoodie up, sunglasses on, full, please don't perceive me energy. I made it exactly 12 steps before Sophie came sprinting down the hallway. Matthew! I jumped. Jesus, Soph. She crashed into me with a hug so enthusiastic it nearly knocked my sunglasses off. Okay, easy. I laughed despite myself. You feeling better? So much better. Ugh. I'm never drinking mystery punch again. She pulled back, beaming. But guess what? My stomach sank. What? Jake just had the cutest idea. She was practically vibrating with excitement. He said we should all go to prom together, like the three of us, as a trio. Isn't that the sweetest thing ever? The hallway tilted slightly. He said, Sophie continued, oblivious to my internal crisis, that you're basically part of our relationship anyway, and prom should be about celebrating the people we love most. So we should all go together. We can coordinate outfits and everything. Oh my God, Matthew. Say yes. Please, please, please. I looked over her shoulder. Jake was standing by his locker, watching us. When our eyes met, he gave me this small, guilty smile. And I understood. This was his peace offering. His way of saying, see, we're all friends. Everything's normal. Nothing happened. Sophie was staring up at me with those big hopeful eyes. Yeah, I said, my voice sounding far away. That sounds great. She squealed and hugged me again. Over her shoulder, I saw Jake let out a breath of relief. And I thought, I'm going to hell. I thought ignoring Jake would make everything go away. Instead, he started texting me, then calling, then showing up everywhere. And the worst part? Sophie had no idea. So here's what I learned about avoiding someone when you have mutual friends. It's literally impossible. For the first few days after the kiss, I tried. I really tried. I'd see Jake in the hallway and suddenly remember I needed to be on the complete opposite side of the school. He'd text me and I'd leave him on read. Sophie would invite me to hang out with both of them and I'd make up increasingly ridiculous excuses. Sorry, I have to reorganize my closet by color and fabric type. Can't. My mom needs help alphabetizing the spice rack. I'd love to, but I promised my neighbor I'd watch her cat. The cat has separation anxiety. It's very serious. Sophie bought every single one because Sophie thinks everyone is as genuinely chaotic as she is. But Jake knew exactly what I was doing. 1 week after the kiss during lunch period, I was sitting with my friends David and Priya in the cafeteria, trying to act normal and not stare at Sophie and Jake's table across the room. Okay, what's going on with you? Priya asked, stealing a fry off my tray. Nothing. I'm fine. You've been weird all week, David added. You didn't even react when I told you about the drama with Tyler and the vending machine. Wait, what happened with Tyler and the vending machine? See, old Matthew would have demanded every detail immediately. David pointed his fork at me accusingly. Are you dying? Is this a make-a-wish situation? Should we be nicer to you? Oh my God, I'm not dying. My phone buzzed on the table. Jake, can we talk? I flipped it face down immediately. Priya's eyes narrowed. Who was that? Spam. Probably. I shoved a handful of fries in my mouth so I wouldn't have to elaborate. My phone buzzed again, and again, and again. That's a lot of spam, David said. I grabbed my phone and checked under the table. Jake. Matthew, please. Jake. I know you're avoiding me. Jake, we need to talk about what happened. Jake. I can't stop thinking about it. Oh no. Oh no. I need to go to the bathroom, I announced, standing up so fast I nearly knocked over my chair. You literally just sat down. Bathroom. Now. Bye. I practically ran to the nearest bathroom, locked myself in a stall, and finally opened Jake's messages properly. There were 17 of them. 17 messages over the past week that I'd been ignoring, and they got progressively more intense. Jake, hey. Jake, can we talk about the party? Jake. Matthew, I'm really sorry. Jake. But also I'm not sorry. Jake. That sounds bad. Jake. What I mean is I'm sorry I kissed you without asking, but I'm not sorry about how I feel. Jake. I can't stop thinking about you. Jake. The way you looked at me before you left. Jake, do you hate me? Jake, please don't hate me. Jake. Sophie asked why you've been avoiding us. Jake. I told her you're probably stressed about college apps. Jake. Was that okay? Jake. Matthew, please just talk to me. Jake. I need to know if you felt it too. Jake. Because I think you did. I stared at my phone screen, my heart doing something complicated and terrible in my chest. No, absolutely not. We were not doing this. I typed back, we're not talking about this. It was a mistake. Move on. I hit send before I could overthink it. 3 dots appeared immediately. Jake, meet me after school. Parking lot. Please. Me, no. Jake, Matthew. Me, you have a girlfriend. My best friend. This conversation is over. Jake, 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Me, no. Jake, I'll wait by your car until you show up. Was he serious? Was he actually serious? Me, that's called stalking. Jake, that's called desperate. Jake, please. I stared at that please for way too long. Damn it, I muttered. After school at parking lot. I told myself I was only going to tell him off properly. Set boundaries. Make it crystal clear that whatever he thought was happening was not happening. I found Jake leaning against my car. A beat-up Honda Civic that was older than both of us. Looking like a sad puppy in a Letterman jacket. You've got 3 minutes, I said, crossing my arms. Talk. Jake straightened up. Thank you for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay. He ran a hand through his hair. A nervous tell I'd noticed over the past 2 years. I meant what I said at the party. About being bi. About you. Jake, let me finish. Please. He took a breath. I've been trying to figure this out for months. Maybe longer. At first I thought it was just like admiration. Like you're confident and funny and you don't care what people think. And I thought I just wanted to be like that. Jake, you need to stop. But then it was other stuff. Like how I'd get excited when you'd text me. Or how I'd look for you in the hallways. Or how I'd think about you before I fell asleep and... He stopped, his face flushing. I sound like a stalker. Little bit, yeah. I know this is messed up. I know. Sophie is amazing and I do love her. But what? I snapped, my anger finally breaking through. But you think you might also love me? But you're curious? But you want to experiment with the conveniently gay best friend to figure yourself out. It's not like that. Then what is it like, Jake? I stepped closer, lowering my voice because other students were walking past. Because from where I'm standing, you're a guy who has a girlfriend, my best friend, and you're now making that my problem. I'm not trying to make it your problem. He looked miserable. Did you feel anything? When we kissed, my stomach dropped. No, I lied. You're lying. I'm not. Matthew, you kissed me back. His voice was quiet. For like 5 seconds you kissed me back. And I know you felt something because I felt it too. Damn him. Damn him for being right. It doesn't matter what I felt, I said, my voice hard. You're with Sophie. End of story. What if I wasn't? The world stopped. What? I whispered. What if I broke up with Sophie? Jake said, and he looked scared but determined. What if we could? No. I said it so loud that a couple walking past us looked over. I lowered my voice to a harsh whisper. No, absolutely not. You are not breaking up with Sophie. But if I have feelings for someone else, then you deal with them privately and you get over them. I was shaking now, from anger or fear or something else entirely. Sophie loves you. She's planning prom with you. She talks about you constantly. She thinks you're perfect. I'm not perfect, Jake said quietly. I know that, but she doesn't need to know it like this. I stepped back, putting distance between us. You're going to go home. You're going to forget this conversation happened. You're going to be the perfect boyfriend to Sophie. And we're going to go back to being just friends. Nothing more. Matthew. Those are the terms, Jake. Take it or leave it. He stared at me for a long moment, his jaw tight. Fine, he said finally. Fine. I'll try. You won't try. You'll do it. Okay. He nodded. Okay. I'll do it. Good. I turned to unlock my car, my hands shaking so bad I dropped my keys twice. Matthew? Jake's voice was soft behind me. What? I meant what I said. About not being able to stop thinking about you. I didn't turn around. Goodbye, Jake. I got in my car and drove away. In my rearview mirror, I could see him still standing there, watching me go. I thought that was the end of it. I thought Jake would back off. I was such an idiot. 2 weeks later, life almost went back to normal. Almost. I hung out with Sophie without Jake a few times. Jake kept his distance at school. My guilt started to fade to a manageable simmer instead of a constant scream. And then Sophie created a group chat. Sophie created group. Prom Squad 2 heart sparkles. Sophie, okay boys, time to coordinate. Sophie, I'm thinking we do a color theme. Sophie, maybe blue? Or purple? Sophie, Matthew, what do you think? Jake, whatever you want, babe. Me, blue sounds good. Sophie, perfect. Jake, can you take Matthew's suit shopping this weekend? Sophie, I have that family thing and I don't trust either of you to pick good colors without supervision. Sophie, so you two go together and send me pics. Oh no, me, I can go by myself. Sophie, Matthew, you tried to wear a brown suit to homecoming. Sophie, brown. Sophie, you need adult supervision. Jake, I'm free Saturday. Why was he doing this? Me, actually I think I'm busy Saturday. Sophie, doing what? Me, things. Sophie, wow, so specific. Sophie, Jake, pick him up at 2. Jake, on it. I stared at my phone in horror. Me, Sophie, this is unnecessary. Sophie, this is prom. Matthew. Sophie, nothing about prom is unnecessary. Sophie, now both of you go and bond and send me pictures. Sophie, I need to approve all fashion choices. Sophie, this is non-negotiable. Sophie, I love you both, bye. I looked at Jake's last message, the thumbs up emoji. Then my phone buzzed with a private text. Jake, see you Saturday. Jake picked me up at exactly 2 p.m. in his dad's SUV. I considered faking sick, but Sophie had already texted me 6 times that morning to have fun with her boys. The mall was packed. Of course it was. Everyone and their mother was prom shopping. So, Jake said as we walked into Men's Warehouse. This is awkward. Yup. We could just make it not awkward. Or, I said, grabbing a blue suit off the rack without looking. We could suffer in silence like emotionally repressed men. Jake laughed despite himself. That's definitely the healthy option. A sales associate approached us, a middle-aged guy with a measuring tape around his neck and an enthusiastic smile. Hello, gentlemen. Shopping for prom? Yeah, Jake said. Wonderful. Are you two going together? There was a beat of excruciating silence. We're going with his girlfriend, I said quickly, pointing at Jake. As a group, a very heterosexual group. Maximum heterosexuality. Jake snorted. The sales guy looked between us, clearly trying to figure out the dynamic, then decided he didn't get paid enough to care. Right? Well, let's get you measured. 20 minutes later, I was standing in front of a 3-way mirror wearing a navy suit that actually fit pretty well. Thoughts? The sales guy asked. It's good, I said. It's perfect, Jake said from behind me. I met his eyes in the mirror. He was leaning against the wall, arms crossed, watching me with an expression I couldn't quite read. Yeah, well, Sophie will have final approval anyway, I said, tugging at the collar. She's going to love it. Jake pushed off the wall and came closer. Here, your tie is crooked. Before I could protest, he stepped into my space and reached for my tie. We were suddenly inches apart. I could smell his cologne, something woodsy and clean. His fingers brushed my collarbone as he adjusted the tie and I forgot how to breathe. There, he said softly, not stepping back. Better. Jake, I said, a warning in my voice. I'm just fixing your tie. You're standing really close. Am I? He didn't move. Sorry. I didn't notice. Liar. His hand was still on my tie. His eyes were on mine, not the tie. We talked about this, I whispered. I know. You said you'd move on. I'm trying. His voice dropped lower. It's really hard when you look like that. Like what? Uncomfortable and sweaty in a suit. Like someone I can't stop thinking about. My heart was trying to punch its way out of my chest. Your turn, the sales guy called out cheerfully, completely oblivious to the crisis happening 3 feet away. Let's get you measured, young man. Jake stepped back, breaking whatever spell had formed. I exhaled. We drove back in silence. The suits were ordered. The pictures were sent to Sophie, who responded with approximately 40 heart emojis, and I thought maybe we'd survived. Jake pulled up to my house and put the car in park. Thanks for coming, he said. I know you didn't want to. Sophie would have killed me if I didn't. Yeah. He smiled. She's bossy like that. I reached for the door handle. Matthew, wait. I froze. Jake, please don't. I'm not going to make this harder, he said quickly. I need you to know something. Against my better judgment, I waited. I've been thinking about what you said. About Sophie. About not hurting her. He was looking straight ahead, at my house, not at me. And you're right. She doesn't deserve this. She doesn't deserve me being confused or distracted or whatever. Relief flooded through me. Good. So I'm going to try to make this work with her, Jake continued. Really try. No more weird texts. No more looking at you like I want things I can't have. Okay. But I can't promise how long I can keep it up. My stomach dropped. What? I'm going to try, he said, finally looking at me. For Sophie. For you. But Matthew, what I feel isn't just going to disappear because it's inconvenient. Jake, I'm just being honest. You said you wanted me to deal with it privately, and I am. But I can't promise I'll always feel like I do now. At some point, he trailed off. At some point, something's going to break. The words hung in the air between us, heavy and terrible. Then don't let it break, I said quietly. Be strong enough not to. What if I'm not? I opened the car door. Then I guess we'll both lose Sophie. I got out before he could respond. That night I was lying in bed, staring at my ceiling, when my phone lit up. Sophie, thank you for going with Jake today. Sophie, he said you guys had fun. Sophie, I'm so lucky to have you both. Sophie, also I have major news. Sophie, but I'll tell you tomorrow. Sophie, it's about me and Jake. Sophie, it's big. Sophie, okay, good night, love you. 2 hearts. I stared at those messages, my chest tight. What news? What could be big? I typed back, love you too. And then, because I apparently hate myself, I opened my messages with Jake. Me, what's Sophie's big news? 3 dots appeared immediately. He'd been waiting. Jake. I don't know. Jake. She said she wants to tell us together tomorrow. Jake. She seemed really happy about it. Jake. Matthew, I'm scared. Me of what? Jake. That it's something that makes this worse. Jake. That it's something that means I can't back out even if I wanted to. I stared at that message for a long time. Me. Then I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Me. Good night, Jake. I turned off my phone before he could respond. Next day at school, Sophie was practically vibrating with excitement when we sat down. She demanded Jake and I both sit with her at her table, which meant I was squished between her and her friend Emma while Jake sat across from us. Okay, Sophie said, gripping both my hand and Jake's hand on the table. So, I've been thinking a lot about our future. Mine and Jake's. Oh God. And I realized something really important. She was beaming. Jake, I think I'm ready. Jake's eyes widened. Ready for? For us. Sophie squeezed his hand. Like really us? I've been scared, about taking that next step. But I love you so much, and I trust you completely, and I think prom night should be special. For both of us. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I want my first time to be with you, Sophie said, her voice soft and sincere. At prom. What do you think? The table went silent. Jake's face had gone completely white. Emma was smiling. That's so sweet. Sophie was looking at Jake expectantly, hopefully. And Jake was looking at me. Our eyes met across the table and I saw it. The panic, the guilt, the trapped feeling of a guy who'd just been handed an impossible choice. Jake! Sophie's voice got smaller. Is that okay? I know we haven't really talked about it, but I thought. No, yeah, Jake said quickly, tearing his eyes away from mine. Sophie, that's perfect. I love you. Sophie threw her arms around him, squealing. Over her shoulder, Jake's eyes found mine again. And in that look, I understood. He wasn't going to break up with Sophie. He couldn't. Not now. Not after this. We were trapped. Sophie wanted to give Jake everything. And Jake wanted to give me something he couldn't have. I thought that was the worst it could get. Then someone took a picture. Someone saw us at the party. Someone took pictures. And when the truth came out, I had to choose between protecting Sophie or protecting myself. I chose wrong. Okay, so fun fact. The human brain can only handle a certain amount of stress before it just breaks. And mine was held together with duct tape and denial. After Sophie's big announcement at lunch, I did what any rational person would do. I avoided everyone for 3 days straight. Fake sick on Tuesday. Dentist appointment on Wednesday. Thursday I actually showed up but spent every free period hiding in the library like a Victorian ghost. Sophie kept texting me about prom plans, corsages, dinner reservations, after-party options, and I responded with thumbs-up emojis because what else could I do? Hey bestie. So excited for prom where my boyfriend and I are planning to have sex for the first time. Isn't that great? Oh yeah. Super great. Definitely not internally screaming. Jake stopped texting me entirely after that lunch. I told myself that was a good thing. That meant he was respecting boundaries, being appropriate, moving on. I told myself a lot of lies that week. I was at my locker, trying to remember if I had chemistry homework, when David appeared next to me looking weirdly serious. Hey, so weird question, David said. I didn't steal your charger. Not about that. Have you noticed people staring at you today? I looked up. What? Like, more than usual. I've seen at least 5 people point at you and whisper. My stomach clenched. You're being paranoid. Am I? David nodded toward the end of the hallway where 2 sophomore girls were very obviously looking at their phone, then looking at me, then looking at their phone again. Maybe I have something on my face. Matthew. David's voice dropped. I think something's going on. Before I could respond, Priya speed walked up to us, her face pale. We need to talk, she said. Somewhere private. Now. We crammed into the second-floor bathroom, the one nobody used because the hand dryer was broken and it always smelled vaguely like feet. What's going on? I asked. Priya and David exchanged a look. Just show him, David said. Priya pulled out her phone, took a breath, and turned it toward me. It was Instagram. A post from an account called Westfield T-Spill with 847 followers. Basically everyone at our school. The caption read, when your straight friend isn't so straight eyes hot beverage # exposed. And below it, a photo of me and Jake at Ethan's party, kissing. The world tilted sideways. What the? I grabbed Priya's phone, zooming in on the image. It was dark and grainy, clearly taken from a distance, but it was unmistakably us. Jake's hand in my hair, my hand on his chest, our lips pressed together. There's more, Priya said quietly. She swiped. Another photo. Me and Jake at the mall in the suit store. Him adjusting my tie, standing way too close, both of us looking at each other like we were about to kiss. Oh my God, I whispered. Posted an hour ago, David said. It's already got like 200 likes. I scrolled through the comments, my hands shaking. Tyler, lol, I knew it. Brittany M. Wait, isn't Jake dating Sophie Chin? Madison K. OMG messy. Ethan W. Bro, I knew something happened at my party. Jessica L. Poor Sophie. Tyler R. At Sophie Chin girl, you seeing this? Has Sophie seen it? My voice came out strangled. I don't know, Priya said. I came to find you as soon as I saw it. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Then again. Then it basically started having a seizure. I pulled it out. 43 notifications. Instagram tags. Comments. DMs. and one text from Sophie. Sophie, Matthew, call me right now. Oh God. I felt like I was gonna throw up. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Hey. David grabbed my shoulders. Breathe. Okay. Just breathe. She knows. Sophie knows. You don't know that. My phone started ringing. Sophie's contact photo, us making stupid faces at the beach last summer, filled the screen. Answer it, Priya said gently. My hand was shaking so bad I almost dropped the phone. Hello, Matthew. Sophie's voice was sharp, tear-filled. What the hell is this? Everyone is sending me pictures of you and Jake kissing and I told them it's not real, it's photoshopped or something, but Sophie, tell me it's not real. Her voice cracked. Please tell me it's not real. The lie was right there. I could say it. It's fake, Sophie. Someone's messing with us. But I looked at Priya and David, both watching me with worried eyes, and I couldn't do it. I need to talk to you in person, I said. Silence. Sophie, you're not denying it. Her voice was so small. Oh my God, you're not denying it. Sophie, please, let me explain. Where are you? Second floor bathroom by the art wing. Stay there. I'm coming. She hung up. I stared at my phone. That sounded bad, David said. You think. What are you going to tell her? Priya asked. The truth. I have to tell her the truth. Which is? I laughed. A horrible broken sound. That her boyfriend kissed me at a party and I kissed him back. That we've been texting. That I've been lying to her for 3 weeks. That I'm the worst best friend in the entire world. Matthew. It's true, Priya. All of it. I was pacing now, my voice getting louder. Jake kissed me and I knew it was wrong and I still felt something and I've been lying to Sophie's face every single day and now it's all out there and everyone knows and the bathroom door slammed open. Sophie stood there, phone in hand, mascara already running down her face. Out, she said to Priya and David, her voice deadly calm. They looked at me. I nodded. They left. The door closed. Sophie and I stared at each other. Show me your phone, she said. Sophie, show me your phone. With shaking hands, I unlocked it and held it out. She grabbed it and started scrolling. Through Instagram, through my texts, through everything. I watched her face crumble as she read Jake's messages. I can't stop thinking about you. Do you hate me? What I feel isn't just going to disappear. Sophie, I swear, I told him to stop. When? She looked up, tears streaming. When did this happen? Ethan's party. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks. She laughed bitterly. 3 weeks you've been lying to me. I didn't want to hurt you. So you just kept it secret? Her voice echoed off the tile walls. Jake kissed you and you what? Just decided I didn't deserve to know. It was one kiss. He was drunk and confused and... These messages are from last week, Matthew. She shoved my phone back at me. He's been texting you about how he can't stop thinking about you. That's not one drunk kiss. I know, and I told him to stop. I told him we could never talk about it again. But you kept hanging out with him. You went suit shopping with him. Her voice broke. You've been around me, pretending everything was fine, letting me plan prom, letting me talk about. She couldn't finish. I'm sorry, I whispered. Sophie, I'm so sorry. Did you kiss him back? The question hung in the air like a knife. Sophie, it's a yes or no question, Matthew. Did you kiss him back? I closed my eyes. Yes. The sound she made was somewhere between a gasp and a sob. But I stopped it, I said quickly. As soon as I realized what was happening, I pushed him away. I told him it was wrong. I told him he needed to be with you and forget about me. But you didn't tell me. She was full on crying now. Your best friend. The person who tells you everything. You didn't think I deserved to know. I was trying to protect you. From what? The truth? Reality? She wiped her eyes angrily. Or were you protecting yourself from losing us both? That hit harder than I expected. God, I'm so stupid. She laughed wetly. Everyone's been telling me how lucky I am, that Jake is perfect, that we're relationship goals. And the whole time, he's been in love with my best friend. He's not in love with me. Yes, he is. Sophie screamed it so loud I flinched. I've seen the way he looks at you, Matthew. I just thought I was being paranoid. I thought I was being a jealous girlfriend. But I was right. Sophie, please. Does he know? About the pictures. I don't know. I haven't talked to him. She grabbed her phone. Well, I'm about to. Wait, Sophie. Don't. But she was already calling. It rang once. Twice. Babe. Jake's voice came through, tinny and nervous. I saw the Instagram. Are you okay? Did you kiss Matthew at Ethan's party? Sophie demanded. Everywhere went silent. Jake, answer me. Sophie, I can explain. Did you or didn't you? Yes. Sophie's face crumpled. She lowered the phone slightly, like she couldn't bear to hold it. Was it real? She asked, her voice small. The pictures? Both of them. The party one was real. The mall one. We weren't kissing. I was just fixing his tie. But you wanted to. More silence. I'm sorry, Jake finally said. Babe, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. I was drunk and confused and... Are you in love with him? What? No. Sophie, I love you. That's not what I asked. Her voice was ice. I asked if you're in love with Matthew. The pause was too long. Way too long. I don't know, Jake said finally. I have feelings. I don't know what they are. But Sophie, you're my girlfriend. I chose you. I want to be with you. Oh my God. Sophie breathed. Oh my God. You actually have feelings for him. Sophie, please. We're done. Her voice was mechanical. Don't text me. Don't call me. Don't come near me. Sophie, wait. She hung up and turned to me. The look on her face was pure devastation. Sophie, I started. Don't. She held up a hand. Just don't. I never wanted this to happen. But it did happen. And you lied about it. She moved toward the door. I need you to leave me alone now. Sophie, please, you're my best friend. She whirled around. You stopped being my best friend the second you kissed my boyfriend and didn't tell me. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like, Matthew? She stepped closer. Explain it to me. Make it make sense. My throat closed up. I don't know. You don't know, she repeated. Great. That's great. She turned back to the door. Sophie, wait. I can't look at you right now, she said without turning around. I can't. I just can't. And then she was gone. I stood there in that bathroom, alone, staring at my reflection in the mirror. My phone was blowing up. Instagram, texts, missed calls, and one new text from Jake. Jake, what did you tell her? The rest of the day was a blur of whispers and stares. People literally moved out of my way in the hallways. Someone accidentally bumped into me hard enough to make me drop my books. In English, Tyler Rodriguez asked loudly if I gave discounts for taken guys. I skipped my last 2 periods and hid in my car. At 3:30, someone knocked on my window. Jake. He looked awful. Red eyes, messy hair, Letterman jacket hanging off one shoulder. I rolled down the window. Go away. We need to talk. There's nothing to talk about. Matthew, please. He grabbed the door handle. Don't. My voice came out harder than I intended. Don't touch my car. Don't talk to me. Just don't. This is spiraling out of control. Because of you, I yelled. Because you couldn't just let it go. Because you kept pushing and texting and looking at me like I have feelings for you? Jake shot back. Yeah, Matthew, I do. And I know that's inconvenient and it's terrible timing and it hurts Sophie. But I can't just turn it off. You should have tried harder. I did try. He was crying now. Actual tears running down his face. I tried so hard. But every time I see you, every time we talk, every time you exist near me, I just stop talking. I love her, Jake said desperately. I really do love Sophie. But Matthew, I think I also No. I cut him off. Don't you dare finish that sentence. Why not? Because it doesn't matter. My voice cracked. Sophie just lost her boyfriend and her best friend on the same day. The entire school thinks we're having some secret affair. And you want to what? Confess your feelings? Make this worse. I'm not trying to make it worse. I'm trying to be honest. Honest. I laughed bitterly. You told Sophie you didn't know if you had feelings for me. That's not honest. That's cowardice. Jake flinched like I'd slapped him. You want honesty? I continued, my voice shaking. Fine. Yes. I felt something when you kissed me. Yes, I've thought about it every day since. Yes, when you fix my tie or text me or look at me like I'm the only person in the room, I feel it too. Hope bloomed on his face. But it doesn't matter, I said, crushing it. Because Sophie was my best friend, and I chose to lie to her. I chose to protect your secret instead of telling her the truth. And now she hates us both. She'll forgive us eventually. No, Jake, she won't. And she shouldn't. I started my car. We destroyed her. Both of us. And for what? A drunk kiss? Some confusing feelings? It wasn't worth it. Matthew, leave me alone. Tell everyone it was all you. Tell them I rejected you. I don't care anymore. I can't do that. Yes, you can. Because here's the truth, Jake. You kissed me. You pursued me. You kept texting when I told you to stop. So if someone has to be the villain here, I met his eyes. It should be you. I rolled up my window and drove away. In my rearview mirror, Jake stood there in the parking lot, getting smaller and smaller. That night I lay in bed, scrolling through the absolute nightmare my life had become. The Instagram post had 1,200 likes now. Someone made a meme out of the suit shopping photo. Sophie had blocked me on everything. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Unknown number. This is what you get for being a home-wrecking slut. Another buzz. Unknown number. Hope you're proud of yourself. Another. Unknown number. Sophie deserves better than you. I turned off my phone and threw it across the room. I considered not going to school. Considered faking sick for the next 2 months until graduation. But I couldn't hide forever. I walked through the front doors and immediately felt it. The eyes, the whispers, the judgment. There he is. Can you believe? Sophie's devastated. I heard Jake's parents are making him. I kept my head down and headed for my locker. Someone had written homewrecker across it in permanent marker. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I was trying to scrub it off with hand sanitizer when someone cleared their throat behind me. I turned. Tyler Rodriguez, flanked by 2 of his basketball friends, all wearing matching smirks. Well, 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 Tyler said. If it isn't Sophie's ex-best friend. Not now, Tyler. What? I'm just impressed. He stepped closer. Takes real talent to destroy your best friend's relationship and your own reputation in one move. Back off. Or what? You'll kiss me too. His friends laughed. Actually, maybe that's your strategy. Kissing guys who aren't available. Does it make you feel powerful? Something in me snapped. You took those pictures, I said slowly. At the party. You've been following us. Tyler's smirk widened. Prove it. You run that Instagram account. Lots of people run T accounts. You're obsessed with making my life miserable. I'm not obsessed with you, Matthew. I'm just doing the school a public service. He leaned in. Everyone needed to know what kind of person you really are. A liar. Fake friend. That's enough. We all turned. Sophie stood there, her eyes red-rimmed but her voice steady. Sophie, Tyler said, putting on a sympathetic face. We were just. I know what you were doing. She looked at me, then at Tyler. And you need to stop. But he kissed your boyfriend. I know what he did. Her voice was sharp. I was there for that conversation. Were you? Tyler faltered. Well, no, but then you don't know anything. She turned to me. Matthew, can we talk? Alone? My heart jumped into my throat. Yeah, sure. We walked away from Tyler and his friends, through the crowded hallway, into an empty classroom. Sophie closed the door. We stood there, not speaking, for what felt like an eternity. "I'm so sorry," I started. "I need to know something," Sophie interrupted. "And I need you to tell me the absolute truth." "Okay. Do you have feelings for Jake?" The question I'd been avoiding for 3 weeks. I don't know," I said honestly. "Maybe." It's confusing. When he kissed me, I felt something, but I also felt guilty and wrong, and that's not what I asked. Sophie's voice was quieter now. "I asked if you have feelings for him. Not about the kiss. Not about the guilt. Just, do you care about him? Like the way I do?" I thought about Jake. The late night texts. The way he made me laugh. The way he looked at me in the suit store mirror. The way my heart had sped up when he'd said he couldn't stop thinking about me. "I think I might," I whispered. "I didn't mean to. I tried not to. But yeah, maybe I do." Sophie's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," I said quickly. "Sophie, I'm so sorry. I never wanted to feel this way. I knew it was wrong. I knew it would hurt you." "That's what makes it worse," she said softly. You knew it would hurt me, and you still let it happen." "I tried to stop it. Not hard enough." She wiped her eyes. "You're my best friend, Matthew. You've been my best friend since we were 12. We've told each other everything. And you kept this from me for 3 weeks. I was trying to protect you." "Stop saying that." Her voice rose. "You weren't protecting me. You were protecting yourself. From having to deal with the consequences. From having to see me hurt." She was right. I knew she was right. "You could have told me immediately," Sophie continued. "The morning after the party. You could have called me and said, 'Sophie, something bad happened and I need to tell you.' But you didn't. You let me plan prom. You let me talk about losing my virginity to him. You let me believe." Her voice broke completely. "You let me believe I was safe," she finished quietly. "That my boyfriend loved me. That my best friend had my back. And all along you both." She couldn't finish. "Sophie." I moved toward her, but she stepped back. "I came here to tell you something," she said, composing herself. "I'm transferring schools. My mom's letting me finish the year at Riverside." My heart sank. "What?" "Sophie, no. I can't be here anymore. Everyone knows. Everyone's staring and whispering and asking me questions, and I can't. Don't leave because of me." "I'm not leaving because of you, Matthew. I'm leaving because I need to heal. And I can't do that while seeing you every day." "Sophie, please." "I don't hate you," she said, and she sounded so tired. "I want to. It would be easier if I did. But I can't look at you right now without seeing every lie. Every time you smiled at me knowing what you were hiding. Every time we hung out with Jake and you both pretended everything was normal." Tears were streaming down my face now. "I never meant to hurt you." "I know." She gave me a sad smile. "That's the worst part. You really didn't. But you did anyway." She moved toward the door. "Sophie, wait." She paused, her hand on the doorknob. "Will you ever forgive me?" I asked. She looked back at me, and the expression on her face broke my heart all over again. "I don't know," she said honestly. "Maybe someday, but not today, and not tomorrow, and probably not for a really long time." "I understand. I hope you and Jake are happy," she said, and it didn't sound sarcastic or bitter, just sad. "I really do. I hope whatever this thing is between you two is worth what it cost." And then she left. I stood there alone in that empty classroom, sobbing, because the truth was, it wasn't worth it. None of it was worth losing her. Later that day, I didn't go to the cafeteria. Couldn't face it. I was sitting on the floor in an empty hallway, not eating, not thinking, just existing, when Jake found me. "Hey," he said softly. I didn't look up. He sat down next to me, leaving space between us. "Sophie's transferring," I said. "I know." She texted me. "This is our fault." "I know." We sat in silence. "I told the basketball team I'm quitting," Jake said eventually. "My parents think I should take responsibility for my actions and reflect on my choices." He said it in a mocking voice that was probably imitating his dad. Good. Matthew, don't. I finally looked at him. Don't try to make this okay. Don't try to make it romantic or meaningful or anything. We destroyed Sophie. We destroyed everything. And for what? For this. Jake gestured between us. For the chance to see if. There is no this, Jake. I stood up. There's just two people who made terrible choices and hurt someone we both cared about. But do you feel it? Jake stood too desperate. Please tell me you feel something when you look at me. Tell me I didn't ruin everything for nothing. I looked at him. Really looked at him. Jake Morrison. With his stupid floppy hair and his sad puppy eyes and his basketball jersey and the way he was looking at me like I was the answer to every question he'd ever asked. It doesn't matter what I feel, I said. We can't be together, Jake. Why not? Sophie's leaving anyway. Because it's wrong. My voice echoed. Because we built this on lies and secrets and betrayal. Because every time I'd look at you, I'd remember what we did to her. So we just give up? There's nothing to give up. I grabbed my backpack. You're Sophie's ex-boyfriend. I'm Sophie's ex-best friend. And that's all we'll ever be. Matthew, please. I need you to leave me alone now, I said, my voice breaking. I need you to stop texting me. Stop following me. Stop looking at me like we're something we're not. Can you do that? Jake's face crumbled. If that's what you want. It's what I need. He nodded slowly. Okay. I'll leave you alone. He started walking away. Jake. He turned back, hope in his eyes. I'm sorry, I said. For all of it. Me too. And then he was gone. I thought that was the end. I thought we'd all move on. Sophie would heal. Jake would forget. I'd learned to live with the guilt. But then Tyler posted the video. And everything got so much worse. Tyler didn't just have pictures. He had video. And when he showed it at prom, everything I thought I knew about that night came crashing down. You know that feeling when you think you've hit rock bottom, and then the ground opens up and you realize there's a whole other level of hell waiting for you? Yeah. That was the next 2 weeks. Sophie left. Just gone. Her locker cleaned out. Her desk and homeroom empty. Her Instagram switched to private. Jake kept his distance like I'd asked. We'd pass each other in hallways and he'd look away. It was what I wanted. Felt terrible. The school moved on to other drama pretty quickly. Someone's nudes got leaked. There was a cafeteria fight, the usual chaos. But I was still that guy. The homewrecker. The fake friend. David and Priya stuck by me, at least. They'd sit with me at lunch in our new spot. A table in the far corner, away from everyone. And pretend things were normal. They weren't normal. Nothing was normal. And then prom happened. I obviously wasn't going. The tickets I'd bought were sitting in my desk drawer. Mocking me. I was lying on my bed, scrolling mindlessly through Netflix, when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Probably another anonymous hate message. But something made me pick up. Hello? Matthew? It's Emma. Sophie's friend. I sat up. Oh, hey, is Sophie okay? That's kind of why I'm calling. Emma sounded nervous. Look, I know you guys aren't talking, but I think there's something you should know. My stomach dropped. What? Tyler Rodriguez has been bragging to people that he has more than just pictures. He says he has video from the party. From when you and Jake, you know? Ice flooded my veins. Video? Yeah. And he's planning to show it at prom. Like, project it on the big screen during the dance. He thinks it's going to be hilarious. She said the last word with disgust. He's been telling people it's going to be the reveal of the century, or some stupid thing. Oh my God. I thought you should know. So you can, I don't know, not go? Or warn Jake. Or, does Sophie know? I don't think so. She's not going to prom anyway. Of course she wasn't. Emma. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, no problem. And Matthew? For what it's worth, Tyler's a piece of garbage. What you and Jake did was wrong. But what he's doing is worse. She hung up. I stared at my phone, my heart racing. Video. Tyler had video. I went to Jake's house. I told myself I was just warning him, being decent. This wasn't about us, it was about damage control. I knocked on his door. Jake answered, looking surprised and hopeful and sad all at once. Matthew, we need to talk. Can I come in? He stepped aside immediately. His house was exactly as I remembered, basketball trophies on shelves, family photos on the walls, the faint smell of his mom's candles. We went to his room. The door stayed open, some unspoken agreement that we needed boundaries. Tyler has video, I said without preamble, from the party, of us kissing, and he's planning to show it at prom. The color drained from Jake's face. What? Emma called me. Tyler's been bragging about it. He thinks it's going to be some big dramatic reveal. But everyone already knows. Yeah, but a grainy photo is different from actual video. Video is... I couldn't finish. Proof, Jake said quietly. Undeniable proof. We sat in silence. I'm not going to prom, I said. Obviously, but you should know. In case you were planning to go. I wasn't. Jake laughed bitterly. My parents basically banned me anyway, said I need to reflect on my poor choices and earn back their trust. How are they taking it? The whole bye thing. They're trying to be supportive. Mom keeps sending me articles about LGBTQ plus youth. Dad doesn't really talk about it. He shrugged. Could be worse. Yeah. More silence. Matthew, Jake said carefully, can I ask you something? Depends on the question. Do you regret it? The kiss. I thought about lying. About making it easier on both of us. Every single day, I said honestly. Not because of the kiss itself, but because of everything it cost. Sophie, I agreed. My reputation, your relationship, everything. Jake nodded slowly. What if I told you I don't regret it? Jake, I know, I should, but I don't. He looked at me. That kiss was the first time I felt like myself. Like I wasn't pretending or performing or being what everyone expected. It was just real. It was also a betrayal. I know. He ran his hands through his hair. God, Matthew, I know. But I can't make myself regret finally being honest about who I am. Even if the timing was garbage. I understood what he meant. I hated that I understood. We should do something about Tyler, I said, changing the subject. We can't let him humiliate us like that. What can we do? If he has video, he has video. We could talk to Principal Hayes. And say what? Please stop this guy from showing a video of us making out at a party we weren't supposed to be at. Jake shook his head. We have no standing here. He was right. We'd messed up. We'd lied. We'd hurt people. Tyler was just exposing what we'd done. I hate this, I said quietly. Me too. Prom night in my room, I told myself I was staying home. Ordering pizza. Watching a movie. Definitely not thinking about prom. But at 7 p.m., I was sitting on my bed in sweatpants, scrolling through Instagram stories. Everyone was posting their prom outfits, their dates, their excitement. David and Priya had gone together as friends. They'd invited me, but I'd declined. I saw photos of the decorated gym, the DJ setting up, people dancing, and then I saw it. Tyler's story, a video of the gymnasium, the DJ booth, and Tyler behind it holding a USB drive, smirking at the camera. The caption, special surprise coming at 9 p.m. You won't want to miss this. My phone rang. Jake, did you see Tyler's story? He asked immediately. Yeah. We need to stop this. Jake, there's nothing we can do. Yes, there is. We go there. We confront him. We make him delete it. That's insane. So is letting him publicly humiliate us for entertainment. Jake's voice was frantic. Matthew, please. I can't let more people see that. My parents, my grandparents, they're all going to... Okay. I heard myself say, okay, I'll meet you there. Really? Yeah. But Jake, this is the last time. After tonight, we're done. Completely done. Silence. I understand, he said finally. I showed up to school in jeans and a hoodie. Didn't even try to look presentable. Jake was waiting outside, pacing, still in joggers and a t-shirt. How do we get in? I asked. Side door by the gym. It's usually unlocked. We snuck in through the empty hallways, the bass from the DJ thumping through the walls. The gym was transformed, lights, decorations, under the stars theme with fake constellations on the ceiling. It would have been beautiful if I wasn't having a panic attack. We spotted Tyler immediately. He was near the DJ booth, laughing with his friends, checking his phone. What's the plan? Jake whispered. I don't actually have one. Great. Super helpful. Before I could respond, someone grabbed my arm. Priya, looking stunning in a purple dress and very confused. What are you doing here? She hissed. Trying to stop Tyler from showing the video? David appeared, adjusting his tie. Yeah, we figured. Emma texted us too. You knew. Everyone knows, David said grimly. Tyler's been hyping it up all night. People are actually excited to watch you get humiliated. That's so messed up, Jake muttered. Agreed. Which is why we're helping. Priya cracked her knuckles. What do you need? I looked at them. My friends dressed up for prom, willing to risk their night to help me. A distraction, I said. We need Tyler away from his phone and that USB drive long enough to delete them. On it. David grinned. Priya, remember that thing with the punch bowl from Homecoming? Oh, you're evil. I love it. They disappeared into the crowd. 2 minutes later, there was a commotion near the refreshment table. The punch bowl was tipping, someone screamed, and Tyler's white shoes were suddenly very red and sticky. My Jordans! Tyler shrieked. Perfect. While he was distracted, Jake and I moved toward the DJ booth. Tyler's phone was sitting there, unlocked. Watch the door, I told Jake. I grabbed the phone and started scrolling. Photos app, videos, and there it was. Footage from the party. Dark, shaky, but clearly showing me and Jake by the pool house. Showing Jake leaning in. Showing the kiss. But then, I kept watching. Something was wrong. In the video, Jake kissed me. I froze. And then, pushed him away. Almost immediately. What the? I breathed. Did you find it? Jake whispered urgently. Yeah, but... I turned the phone toward him. Watch this. We watched together. In the video, the kiss lasted maybe 2 seconds. 3 at most. And I very clearly pushed Jake away and stood up, looking upset. That's not what happened, Jake said, confused. We kissed for longer than that. No. My brain was working overtime. No, that is what happened. The first time. First time. And then it hit me. Oh my God. I whispered. Jake, when did you kiss me at the party? Around 11? After Sophie left. And when did I kiss you back? Same time, he stopped. No. Wait. No, that's when I confessed and you pushed me away. So when did we actually kiss? I asked. We stared at each other. Later, Jake said slowly. When you were leaving, I caught up with you in the parking lot. I apologized and you kissed me. You kissed me. My heart stopped. I was drunk, I said. We were both drunk. But Tyler's video only shows the first kiss. The one where I rejected you. Which means everyone thinks you forced yourself on me. I looked at the phone. Jake, the whole school thinks you kissed me and I immediately said no. But I told Sophie. Jake's face went white. Oh God. I told Sophie about both kisses. But everyone else only knows about this one. We stared at the video. 2 seconds of kissing. Me pushing him away. Me looking upset. I've been the villain this whole time, Jake said quietly. Everyone's been calling you a homewrecker. But in this video, you literally rejected me. But we did kiss, I said. Later. In the parking lot. For real. But there's no evidence of that. My mind was racing. If we delete this, Tyler has no proof. No video. Just the photos which could be from that second kiss. So we could spin it, Jake said. Say that Tyler caught us in the parking lot when you were comforting me after I confessed. that it was a one-sided thing from me, that you've been covering for me this whole time. Jake, that's the truth. His voice rose slightly. At least part of it. I did pursue you. I did kiss you first. You did try to stop it. But I didn't try hard enough. Matthew. Jake grabbed my shoulders. You could walk away from this as the good guy, the loyal friend who tried to protect both of us. I'll take the fall. I'll be the obsessed guy who ruined his relationship. You can salvage your reputation. Maybe even your friendship with Sophie. It was so tempting. One click. Delete the video. Reframe the narrative. I could be the victim instead of the villain. There they are. Tyler's voice. We turned. He was pushing through the crowd, his shoes still dripping, his face furious. Get away from my phone. Jake and I looked at each other. Delete it, Jake said. Do it now. My finger hovered over the delete button. One click. That's all it would take. But then I saw Sophie's face in my mind. The way she'd looked at me in that classroom. You let me believe I was safe. I'd lied enough. I can't, I said. Matthew. I can't do it, Jake. I set the phone down. I can't lie anymore. Tyler reached us, snatching his phone back. Did you delete it? He checked frantically. It's still there, I said. All of it. Tyler looked suspicious, then smug. Good. Because everyone's about to see the real story of what happened. Then show it, I said. Jake's eyes went wide. Matthew, what are you? Show the video, Tyler. I raised my voice and people around us started to notice. Show everyone what happened at the party. A crowd was forming. The DJ stopped the music. Oh, I'm going to, Tyler said, grinning. DJ, hook this up. Everyone gathered around as Tyler's phone connected to the projector. The video started playing on the big screen. There we were, Jake and me, by the pool house. The crowd gasped. Jake leaning in. The kiss. Me pushing him away almost immediately. Me standing up, looking upset. Me walking away. Jake sitting there alone, looking miserable. The video ended. Silence. Wait, someone said. That's it. Matthew rejected him, another voice said. Yeah. Like immediately. Tyler looked confused. No, they were together. In that video, Matthew literally pushed Jake away, Priya said loudly. That looks pretty clear to me. But the pictures could be from any time, David jumped in. How do we know those are even real? Could be photoshopped. The crowd was murmuring now, confused, looking at me and Jake with different eyes. No, Tyler was turning red. They did kiss. They had an affair. Sophie left because her boyfriend was struggling with his sexuality and Matthew was trying to help him figure it out. I said clearly. Every eye turned to me. Jake confided in me that he thought he might be bi. I continued, my voice steady. He was scared, confused. I tried to support him. And yeah, he kissed me at that party. Once. For like 2 seconds. And I immediately told him no. That's not, Tyler spluttered. The photos you saw were from later, when I was comforting him. We're friends. Or we were. I looked at Jake. Sometimes friends hug. Sometimes they cry on each other's shoulders. And people like you take pictures and twist it into something it's not. The crowd was nodding now. Tyler Rodriguez has been stalking us for weeks, Jake added, catching on. Following us. Taking pictures. Making up stories. Because he can't stand that I'm bi. Because he's a homophobic bully who gets off on ruining people's lives. I'm not homophobic, Tyler protested. You literally called me a slur last week, I said. And you've been harassing both of us since this started, Jake added. The crowd's energy shifted entirely. That's so messed up, someone said. Tyler's such a creep. He did the same thing to Jenny last year, remember? Tyler was looking around wildly. You're all idiots. They're lying. They did. We're done here. Principal Hayes' voice cut through the crowd. She'd appeared, looking furious. Mr. Rodriguez, my office. Now, the rest of you back to dancing. Tyler looked at me with pure hatred as Principal Hayes dragged him away. The crowd slowly dispersed, whispers following them. David and Priya approached. That was either brilliant or insane, David said. Maybe both, Priya agreed. Thanks for the backup, I said. Always. Priya squeezed my arm. But Matthew? That video. Was that true? You really rejected him? I looked at Jake. The first time, yeah? I said carefully. It's complicated. Most things are. She smiled. Come on. If you're already here, you might as well dance. Both of you. I'm not exactly dressed for prom. I gestured at my hoodie. Neither is he. She pointed at Jake. Match made in heaven. Priya. One dance. Then you can go back to your separate corners of misery. She was already pushing us toward the dance floor. On the dance floor somehow we ended up swaying awkwardly to a slow song, maintaining careful distance between us. You saved me, Jake said quietly. Just then. You could have deleted that video and made yourself the hero. But you didn't. I couldn't lie anymore, I said. Even if the truth is complicated. Is it? Complicated? Jake asked. Or did we just make it that way? I thought about that. About the party. The kiss. The lies. The secrets. Both. I decided. Matthew. Jake stopped moving. I need to tell you something. Jake. If this is another confession, I'm not in love with you. That stopped me cold. What? I thought I was. I really did. He looked almost relieved. But I think I was in love with the idea of you. With what you represented. Freedom. Authenticity. Being myself. Oh. You were the first person I told about being bi. The first person who made me feel like it was okay. And I confused gratitude and admiration with something else. So all of this was me being a confused, closeted teenager who made a lot of really bad decisions. He laughed sadly. I did have feelings. Real ones. But not the kind I thought. Not the world-ending, Sophie-betraying kind. I didn't know whether to feel relieved or hurt. I'm sorry, Jake continued, for all of it. For kissing you. For pursuing you. For making you complicit in hurting Sophie. You were right from the start. It wasn't worth it. No, I agreed. It really wasn't. Do you think she'll ever forgive us? I thought about Sophie. About the look in her eyes when she left. Maybe, I said. Eventually. But it's going to take time. A lot of time. Years. Probably. We swayed in silence for a moment. For what it's worth, I said. I think I was confused too. About what I felt. Whether it was real or just, I don't know. The excitement of something forbidden. Were we both just idiots? Absolutely. Jake laughed. Actually laughed. God, what a mess. The biggest. The song ended. We stepped apart. What now? Jake asked. Now, we both move on. Separately. I looked at him. We graduate in 6 weeks. We go to different colleges. We learn from this nightmare and become better people. Will we stay friends? I thought about it honestly. I don't know. Maybe someday. But right now, I think we need space. From each other. From this. Jake nodded. Yeah, that makes sense. But Jake, I waited until he met my eyes. Thank you for telling me. About not being in love with me. That helps. Weirdly. Yeah. Makes it feel less like we destroyed everything for nothing. More like we destroyed everything for a learning experience. That's one way to look at it. We stood there, on the edge of the dance floor, as the next song started. I'm going to go, I said. This was enough social interaction for one lifetime. Matthew, Jake called as I turned to leave. Yeah, for what it's worth. You're a good person. Even when you mess up. I smiled sadly. You too, Jake. You're going to be okay. We both are. Eventually. 3 months later at our graduation day. Sitting in the hot sun in an uncomfortable cap and gown. Waiting to walk across the stage. I had time to think. Sophie never came back to Westfield. She finished at Riverside, made new friends, and according to Emma, she was doing okay. She'd unblocked me on Instagram a few weeks ago, but we hadn't talked. Baby steps. Jake and I had stayed civil, nodded in hallways, but we weren't friends anymore. Maybe we never really were. Tyler got suspended for 2 weeks for cyberbullying and lost his position on the basketball team. His Instagram account got deleted. Small victories. I'd gotten into college. Not my first choice, but a good school 3 states away. A fresh start. When they called my name, I walked across the stage, shook Principal Hayes' hand, and got my diploma. In the audience, my parents cheered. David and Priya whistled obnoxiously. And somewhere in the sea of graduates, Jake was probably walking across the same stage, getting the same diploma, making the same plans to start over somewhere new. We'd both survived. Barely. But we'd made it. 1 year later at a coffee shop. I was home for winter break, grabbing coffee before meeting up with David, when someone tapped my shoulder. Sophie. She looked different. Shorter hair. More confident somehow. Happy. Hi, she said. Hi, I managed. Wow, you look great. Thanks. So do you. She smiled and it almost reached her eyes. How's college? Good. Really good, actually. You? Riverside was great. Made tons of friends. Actually just got into a really healthy relationship with someone who communicates and doesn't kiss his friends at parties. Sophie. Sorry. She held up a hand. That was petty. No, I deserved it. We stood there awkwardly. I wanted to say, we both started at the same time. You go? I said. I wanted to say I forgive you. Sophie took a breath. It took me a long time, like a really long time, and there were days I thought I never would. But I'm working on it. On letting go. My throat felt tight. You don't have to. I know, but I want to. Because holding on to it was hurting me more than you. She looked at me seriously. What you and Jake did was wrong. The lying, the hiding, all of it. And it broke my heart. I know. I'm so. But I also understand now that you were both confused kids who made bad decisions. Not evil people trying to hurt me. She tucked her hair behind her ear. And I missed you, my best friend. Tears were streaming down my face. I missed you too. So much. We can't go back to how things were, Sophie said quickly. I need you to know that. We might never be that close again. I understand. But maybe we could try being friends? Like new friends. Starting from scratch. I'd like that, I said. A lot. Good. She smiled for real this time. Also, I heard you're dating someone? David told Emma who told me. Oh God. David has such a big mouth. So it's true. I blushed. Yeah. His name is Chris. We met in my dorm. He's really great. Good. You deserve someone great. She checked her phone. I have to go. But text me sometime? We'll grab lunch when you're home for summer. Yeah, definitely. She started to leave, then turned back. Matthew? Yeah. Thank you, she said. For not deleting that video. For not taking the easy way out. I heard about what happened at prom from Emma. It would have been so easy to let Jake take all the blame. I couldn't do that to him. Or to you. You deserved the truth. Not all of it, apparently. She raised an eyebrow. Emma also said there might have been a second kiss that nobody saw? Busted. There was, I admitted. Later. In the parking lot. Kissed him back. For real. And we did have feelings for each other. Even if they were confused and messy. I know, Sophie said simply. I figured it out eventually. The timeline didn't make sense otherwise. You're not mad. Oh, I was furious. She laughed. But like I said, letting go. Besides, from what I heard, you and Jake both realized you weren't actually in love. Just two confused disaster humans figuring yourselves out. That's pretty accurate. Life's messy, Sophie said. People make mistakes. The important thing is learning from them. Did you? Learn from it? Yeah. She smiled sadly. I learned that I deserve someone who's sure about me, who doesn't have to question their feelings, and that I'm strong enough to heal from betrayal and come out better on the other side. You are, I said, the strongest person I know. I learned something else too, she added. What's that? That I can forgive someone and still have boundaries. That I can care about you while also protecting myself. That love, friendship love, doesn't mean accepting everything. That's really wise. Therapy helped. She grinned. You should try it. I am, actually. Good. She gave me a quick hug. Brief, friendly, careful. Take care of yourself, Matthew. You too, Sophie. I watched her leave, feeling lighter than I had in over a year. I'm sitting here now, 2 years after everything happened, recording this story because someone in my DMs asked if I'd ever been in a complicated situation with a friend's partner. Yeah, you could say that. Here's what I learned. 1. Lying to protect people usually just makes things worse. The truth hurts, but lies destroy. 2. Having feelings for someone doesn't justify acting on them when it'll hurt others. Self-control matters more than what your heart wants in the moment. 3. Sometimes you need to lose everything to understand what actually mattered. 4. Forgiveness is possible, but it takes time. And sometimes relationships don't come back the way they were. And that's okay. 5. Confused feelings when you're figuring out your sexuality don't excuse betraying people you love. You can be sympathetic to someone's journey and still hold them accountable for their actions. 6. Some mistakes you live with forever. They become part of your story. And maybe that's the point, to carry those lessons forward and become someone who doesn't make them again. Sophie and I text sometimes now. Mostly memes. Sometimes deeper stuff. We'll never be best friends like we were, but we're building something new. Something more honest. Jake and I aren't in touch. Last I heard, he's thriving at college, out and proud, dating a guy on his basketball team. I'm happy for him. Genuinely. And me? I'm okay. Better than okay, actually. I learned that I can survive my worst mistakes. That I can hurt people I love and still find a way to live with myself. That growth is painful and slow and never stops. So if you're out there watching this, dealing with your own messy situation, tell the truth. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Take responsibility. Own your mistakes. Don't hide behind excuses. Give people space to heal. Even if it takes years. Even if they never fully forgive you. And forgive yourself. Eventually. Not because what you did was okay, but because carrying guilt forever doesn't help anyone. We were all just kids trying to figure ourselves out. We made catastrophic choices. We hurt each other. And we're all still learning how to be better. That's the real story. Not the kiss. Not the betrayal. Not the drama. But what came after. The hard work of becoming people we're not ashamed to be. They say love is worth fighting for. But sometimes the most loving thing you can do is admit you were wrong. And spend the rest of your life trying to be better. I kissed my best friend's boyfriend. I lied about it for weeks. I lost everything that mattered. And somehow, I'm going to be okay. We all are. Eventually. Text messages. Sophie, between I saw your story. Me, oh God. Me, was it accurate? Sophie, mostly. Sophie, you made yourself look worse than you were. Sophie. But I appreciate the honesty. Me, I'm trying to be better about that. Sophie, I know. Sophie, proud of you. Sophie. Also Jake texted me. Said he saw it too. Me, oh no. Sophie. He says, for the record, I was way more of a disaster than Matthew made me sound. Me, that's fair. Sophie, we're all disasters, Matthew. Sophie. Some of us are just better at hiding it. Me, speaking of, how's your new boyfriend? Sophie. Girlfriend, actually. Sophie. Surprise. I'm bi too. Turns out that whole situation made me do some self-reflection. Me, Sophie. Sophie. Plot twist. Me, you can't just drop that casually. Sophie, sure I can. Her name's Maya. She's amazing. You'd like her. Sophie. Maybe when you're home for spring break, we can all get coffee? Sophie. You, me, Maya. Chris? Me. Really? Sophie, yeah. Why not? Life's too short to hold grudges forever. Sophie. Plus Maya wants to meet the infamous ex-best friend who inspired my character growth journey. Sophie, her words not mine. Me, I'd love that. Sophie, good. Sophie. Also Matthew? Me, yeah? Sophie, we really were all disasters. Sophie. But at least we're better disasters now. Me, the best disasters. Sophie. Absolutely the worst. Sophie. Red heart. Me. Red heart. The END.